Gangamayi Jamnamayi ki jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga, Shri Brihatmadanga ki jai. Thank you so much for serving Srila Prabhupada in this most sanctified temple of Krishna and Balaram. It's no ordinary thing. It's not by chance that you're all chosen to be here to serve Srila Prabhupada. Krishna handpicks his choice devotees to serve. So I feel very humbled in your association, and I pray that we can share something of significance that will deepen our attachment to Srila Prabhupada and his beloved predecessor acharyas and the Lord of all of their lives. Could we say the prayer together? Can we say the prayer together? Om Jnana Timirandasya Yananjana Shalakya Chakshurun Militam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaha Kadantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagravatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamuscha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It's Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, text 31. Ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti manavaha Shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchyante pi karmabhi yo me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha Shraddhavanto nasuyanto munchyante tepi karmabhi ye me matam yam nityam anutishtanti manavaha Shraddhavanto nasuyanto yanto muchyante tepi karmabhi ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti manavaha Shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhi ye matam idam nityam antishtanti manavaha Shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhi ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti manavaha Shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhi ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti manavaha Shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhi Ye, those, may, my, matam, injunctions, idam, this, nityam, eternal function, anutishtanti, execute regularly, manavaha, humankind, Shraddhavanta, with faith and devotion, anasuyanta, without envy, muchyante, become free, te, all of them, api, even, karmabhi, from the bondage of the law or fruit of action. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. One who executes his duties according to my injunctions and who follows this teaching faithfully without envy becomes free from the bondage of fruit actions. The injunction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the essence of all Vedic wisdom, and therefore is eternally true without exception. As the Vedas are eternal, so this truth of Krishna consciousness is also eternal. One should have firm faith in this injunction without envying the Lord. There are many philosophers who write comments on the Bhagavad Gita but have no faith in Krishna. They will never be liberated from the bondage of fruit of action. But an ordinary man, with firm faith in the eternal injunctions of the Lord, even though unable to execute such orders, becomes liberated from the bondage of the law of karma. In the beginning of Krishna consciousness, one may not fully discharge the injunctions of the Lord, but because one is not resentful of this principle and works sincerely without consideration of defeat and hopelessness, he will surely be promoted to the stage of pure Krishna consciousness. One who executes his duties according to my injunctions and who follows this teaching faithfully without envy becomes free from the bondage of fruitive actions. So, since time immemorial, the eternally bound soul concocts varieties of desires, and because we are part and parcel of Krishna, with endowed with the amazing qualities of spirit soul, we may in fact, at least myself, it's definitely evident that I misuse my minute independence, and out of envy towards the Lord and his pure devotees, I disregarded Krishna's loving injunctions, loving advice. I disregarded Krishna's pure love for me, and chose neglect my duty towards him, which is to, as Prabhupada so beautifully says here, that if one has firm faith in the eternal injunctions of the Lord, even though unable to execute such orders, one becomes liberated from the bondage of the law of karma. But as soon as the living entity desires to separate himself from Krishna and starts to revolve in a cycle of self-created speculations, then the miserable lockdown begins. So it's very interesting. I'm sure we all have a lot of amazing realizations that are springing forth from this extra lockdown. But actually, the spirit soul, as soon as we neglect neglect to reciprocate with Krishna in a loving devotional position, and we doubt that our true happiness is to be always under his shelter and under the shelter of his pure loving devotees. As soon as we doubt that and our consciousness moves away from Krishna consciousness, the lockdown naturally begins. And the primeval cause of all lockdown, the primeval causes are misdirected lust, anger, and greed, and all the tributaries that come from those three main rivers of contamination. Srila Prabhupada was just saying that different types of lust. There's lust in the mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness. And then there's lust in the transcendental mode. And that is natural. Our lust to serve Krishna, our greed to serve Krishna, our anger to oppose anything that disturbs Krishna's happiness. That's Radha and Krishna's happiness, Krishna Balaram's happiness, happiness of the pure devotees. Because the instruction is one, the injunction is one. It comes from Krishna and all of his pure devotees, all of his Vishnu Tattva expansions are in complete agreement with that one instruction. And we find even in our imperfect cultures, even in the Bible, the servant of the Lord, Jesus Christ, he puts forth the same injunction that we should love the Lord with all our heart and soul. And that following that one principle takes care of everything else. So if it was so easy for the conditioned soul to say, okay, well, I'll just love Krishna, then why the need for all of these Vedic literatures? Why the need for all of these wonderful books that Srila Prabhupada has given us? Why do we need to follow the temple program? Why do we need to do all these things? The answer, would anyone like to volunteer an answer? Thank you.
Because otherwise we'll be animals, like animals. Vaishnava message that we're less than
animals. Any other answer? Or yeah, actually, what Prabhupada has given us, he's given us the direct process. He says that what we're doing now, what we're doing here, we'll do the same thing when we become fully Krishna conscious. We'll chant, we'll dance, we'll share prasadam, we'll glorify the Lord, we'll make garlands, we'll make jewelry, we'll do all the same things. This process that Prabhupada is given is actual spiritual life. So it's just a matter of realization that everything is Krishna, everything is spiritual, and all we have to do is, in accordance with Srila Rupa Goswami's injunction, engage everything Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Pancharatriki, Vidimbina, Kaintaki Harer Bhakte, Utpada Eva Kalpate. According to Shruti and Smriti, we engage everything in a way that is pleasing to Krishna. That's our motto. That that's our mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. The soul has become very, very conditioned to identifying with the external possibilities of sense enjoyment, whether they're subtle or gross. The conditioning is very deeply imprinted in the consciousness. To doubt, to envy, to delay, for example, to delay surrendering to Krishna completely. What is the necessity of any delay? And then doubting, well, will Krishna really protect me? Will Krishna really provide for me? So here Prabhupada says that if we follow these injunctions with faith and without envy, without thinking that, just because I don't love Krishna with all my heart and soul, that doesn't mean that Krishna doesn't love me with complete, that Krishna's love for me is not complete. Just because I'm incomplete doesn't mean to say that Krishna is in any way incomplete or faulty. So it's said, Atmavan manyate jagat, we see the world according to we perceive the world according to our consciousness. So that is why it is so important to hear from Srila Prabhupada and the disciplic succession without any change or distortion or obstruction. Just like a postman, if he has 10 letters for you and he's careless and he only delivers 8, well, there might be some very important information in 2 letters that he doesn't deliver. But there's no such imperfection in the Madhva Gaudiya Parampara system. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya has no such imperfection. Whatever Krishna has spoken, the disciplic succession presents, but then over time we realize that it doesn't help. The only thing that really helps is to engage completely and joyfully in the process of devotional service, and to give up envy. Envy is what brings us to this material world, and it's born of ignorance, and ignorance occurs when the minute spirit soul desires to misuse its the gifts that Krishna has given, its spiritual senses. It desires to enjoy matter, and then falls down into one of the 8,400,000 species of life. And Prabhupada explains that even if we come to the human form of life, and we don't take advantage of going back home, back to Godhead, then we can get stuck in the body of a tree again and have to take the body of an insect, a bird, a beast, to get back to this wonderful opportunity. As Maitreya Prabhu mentioned, that if we don't follow Vaishnava etiquette, then we simply fall down into animal consciousness, animal life. So we have to learn this Vaishnava etiquette, and that's why the association of devotees who are following the Guru Parampara is so valuable, and we need to always bear in mind that we're always learning, whether we just walked in the ashram door or whether we've been hearing for many years and attempting to serve for many years. We're always in learning, in a learning mode, because Krishna consciousness is unlimited. There'll never be a time when we know it all. Even Krishna doesn't know it all. He's always amazed at his ever-increasing, unlimited potencies. So the Vaishnavas remind us that we're generally not very knowledgeable. So I'd like to ask the devotees if they would share some realizations, or if you have any questions or comments on this verse. Questions? Secrets you can share? Secrets, how to make, how to please Krishna? How to make quicker advancement? Everyone must have a secret they can share. What keeps them enthusiastic in their service or hopeful? I totally agree with you. Totally agree. Prasadam. Mercy is all we are made of. Prabhuji, you have something to share? What keeps you going in Krishna consciousness? Or what attracted you to Krishna consciousness? Sadhana, the sadhana, yeah, very beautiful. Yes, yeah. A very dynamic and juicy process. Yeah, and even Srila Prabhupada, he would follow the same routine, chanting, japa, prasadam, kirtan. Sorry? Yes, yeah, we definitely don't need. Yeah. Definitely, we have to spread the healthy cure. Like the world is suffering, and just like you have come to Krishna consciousness through someone preaching to you and through reading Prabhupada's books. So anyone who comes, then it's our duty to pass this message on and heal the world, save the world. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, is to bring every living entity, man, woman, child, animal, tree, insect, bring everything, spiritualize everyone, everything, bring it back to Krishna. That's our purpose. So, yeah, all glories to sadhana bhakti. Sukhapriya or Kalyani Prabhu? The mic doesn't work. We can't hear you. Maitreya can't hear you. Maitreya wants to hear what you have to say about birth, disease, old age, and death. Maybe speak louder.
Yes, I can speak louder. It's okay. Yes, the first thing why I'm going on in the Krishna consciousness because you can see by your eyes about age and death. This is you can't worry. There's something wrong. Everyone going through this process, and you can see and realize that this world is temporary. Everything in this world is temporary now. everything is temporary according to material thing, but also, everything broken, this and that, and yes, and of course, the desire of the soul to find love, and you can see that the lust is not enough. But this understanding that lust is not enough, coming from understanding that I'm not holy. This is material body. It's not me, and this relationship is looked like lust because it's not my body. It's not someone body. Yes, and philosophy, devotees, and
Yeah.
and desire to have a relationship,
With-
desire to have a love,
Yeah.
to really, I want to see what's really beautiful. Krishna is beautiful. I would love to experience
Right.
how you explain his shastras, that every devotee who saw Krishna there, he just fall down, or they
Right.
start crying because of the beauty.
Yeah.
And I love to see what is real beauty is. And, yes, now and all these things.
Jai. And Prabhuji, will you please share something?
You asked 2 questions, which one is there?
Oh, I forgot the questions. Do both. Do both. The other one.
Desert, and there's one water tank, and you go anywhere else, there's no water and you die. And you get knowledge of this water tank's right here, and you're asking, for me personally asking, but I'm not saying it's not a valid question. For me, somebody would ask me, what keeps you near the water tank?
Appreciate that.
What inspired me to get water tank is when I was thirsty.
Right.
Knowledge is much like this much easy reading it, my thirst is if that's okay, without any incentive disrespect at all. This is the question.
That's very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. My dear Prabhu?
Knowledge. Knowledge. What is knowledge?
Okay.
Describe when you find something that describes life in that detail, how you appreciate that.
Right.
You get domesticated.
Right. When we're being given knowledge of our very self, like when Sanatana Goswami approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, people call me a pundit, but I don't consider myself a pundit because I do not know who I am and why I am suffering these threefold miseries. So yes, Krishna is giving us knowledge of who we actually are. And that was the whole purpose of the battle of Kurukshetra, is that Dronacharya and Dhritarashtra and his friends were wanting to obstruct this knowledge. They wanted to kill Krishna, kill Krishna's devotees, and kill themselves by engaging in materialistic sense gratification. So naturally Krishna steps in. Yada yada hi yadamasya. This is not bhakti. So, yeah, Krishna steps in. Will our dear Brahmachari Prabhu please share something as well? Bhaskar? Something. Let us not be misers. some inspiration, some.
Whatever we are doing, the morning, yesterday evening I asked. So whatever we are doing, said is the plan of Krishna. Whether we are fighting, whether we are having any meeting or this one, that is this plan of Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
I asked this one lecture. Prabhupada wanted that we should cooperate. And we do not cooperate. Why is that? That is Krishna's plan.
No. That's not Krishna's plan. You know better than that.
No, I
You know.
got this answer, so I'm telling you.
But you have a better answer.
I have a better answer.
What's your answer?
Better answer according to our past karmas, we are getting all the reactions.
The question was why are we not cooperating? That Prabhupada tells us to cooperate to serve Krishna, but we're not cooperating. So the answer he got was that it's all Krishna's plan, that we're not cooperating. If we're fighting, it's Krishna's plan. If we're not cooperating, it's Krishna's plan. Correct? And your answer is?
My answer is that according to our karmas, although we are chanting, our karmas are not finished. Prabhupada gave example of a friend. So we are chanting, the karmas are not finished. So according to that one, we have to act. Now I create enmity with him. I don't know him, but unnecessarily I create enmity with him. How is that unnecessary creating enmity? Maybe in previous some other karmas he had done something to me, that's why I get. I think in that way. But if I think, no, it's all Krishna's plan, then I don't want to refuse.
Yeah. Which brings to mind that as Krishna says, sarva dharman parityaja, for us, we also, it applies sarva karma parityaja, that we learn to give up, first of all, self-envy. And self-envy is born of ignorance, that I identify with this body, and so many other concomitant factors. So it's a very important principle, how to put Krishna first and Krishna's desire first before any enmity or envy, because if we put Krishna first, then that envy will not come up. So the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. It's a challenge for all of us to put Krishna first and to learn to love Krishna by praying, by developing honesty, and by helping each other. Because we are in it for ourselves. Prabhupada did say the highest realization is to save yourself. But in attempting to help others according to Krishna's methodology, we automatically help ourselves and we help others. So we have to develop Buddha Yoga and kick aside the false ego, which is the cause of all our miseries. So thank you very much.
Just like we see pastimes of Lord when he was in Vrindavan and there was his doorkeeper and he asked him, you have to be 3 times 3 months. So we see that so all planned Lord was arrangement was done. So now also we see even a blade of grass doesn't move without his will. So we still have to consider that whatever the plans of Krishna, that is correct. Just like a filmmaker, when he makes a film, he makes a story and everything and he makes a film. He gives you certain role to you, certain role to different people, and they cannot change the roles or they cannot do anything other things. Whatever the role has given, they have to do that.
We maintain that independence always. It could have been another set of guards that committed the offense towards the 4 Kumaras. It didn't have to be Jai and Vijay.
They say that was the plan, the Lord wanted to send the 4 Kumaras there, they should be offering that and
Yeah. So Krishna must have known their heart that they would commit that offense.
I want to fight now, so read some before this, so he did this plan and everything was so even a blade of glass doesn't move without spring. We say we have independence, we cannot have that independence. We say we have mandatory independence. Where is the independence we have? We cannot find the independence because I want to do something, I cannot do those things. I want to hit him, but I cannot hit him. Somebody is stopping him. Who is stopping him? Krishna is in my heart, which means you don't do this nonsense. So where is the independence? I'm listening to the Lord. I'm not. I don't listen to him and I'm beating them.
No, the independence is there. Is that somewhere in the past you've developed a higher intelligence than an animal who would have hit him right away. So that's the difference.
Intelligence is also given by Krishna. Everything is given by Krishna.
Yeah, according to surrender.
Whether you surrender or not surrender, even a karmi who is not a devotee, the intelligence is given to him by Krishna.
Yeah, yeah, but it's a different type of intelligence according to his surrender. Maitreya will clarify.
Krishna might sanction so many things, it doesn't mean that he necessarily desires those things.
Mm-hmm.
If we want Maya more than we want Krishna, then he'll fulfill those desires.
That's a very good point. Yeah, that's a very. What do you think? Okay.
Maybe I could not get this producing everything is the will of the Lord. But if somebody needs a mouse, that is also the same will of the existence. That's what religious people say. What I'm doing is Krishna's will. Why you're cutting me? Butcher is cutting me.
Could you clarify for him?
That is his duty. Everybody has given different duty. Prabhupada is Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Brahman, they have different duties. He is a Shudra, his duty is to kill the animals, butcher the animals.
This is duty.
Yeah,
And
but
then the duty is saying, oh, this is Krishna's will.
Yeah, that is Krishna's plan.
Is
You
this
see,
solution?
now why not you can stop the cow killing? Can anybody stop cow killing?
yes.
If Krishna wants, he can come and stop them. But he's not stopping, he's allowing them. Means
No, but just as Maitreya Prabhu just said, that Krishna may allow it to happen, but it's not that Krishna is actually sanctioning it. He may allow it to happen, and there'll be karma. There'll be karma for it. That karma will come. But and also Shudra, he can change if he's preached to, if he's given a better alternative. If we bring him prasadam, bring him the holy name. Yeah. So there's always that independence, that choice at every moment, every moment.
Life was that beginning he was doing these things and then later on he became a devotee. And just like in Ajami see he was a devotee and he became sinful and
Yeah.
he just remembered Narayan and he got benefit.
Yeah.
So Lord is planning everything for everyone. Ajamil was a nice person. He was doing everything with his parents.
Yeah, no. We always make the choice. We always make the choice. We can't give up our responsibility.
Not just like
We're not,
also.
it's not,
You
it's,
see, you take the example of Jat Bharat also.
Yeah.
Jat Bharat, he said that it's not that he can fall down for that small deer. That was the plan of Lord. He was showing the example.
no, he didn't have to fall down. He made that choice. It wasn't the plan of the Lord. It's not Krishna's plan that we fall down. It wasn't Krishna's plan that Arjuna fell down. It wasn't Krishna's plan that I fell down or that we came to the material world. It was my choice. It's our choice. We make our choices.
How the choice
Animals
comes?
don't have this freedom. That's
Yeah, exactly.
we don't have any.
How does the choice come to you?
Would you like to answer?
What was your question?
How does the choice come to you?
No, probably you always have a choice.
How does choice come to you? What you want to choose, whether you want to sit in Bhagavad Gita class or whether you want to go outside.
It doesn't come to you. You already have free will. It's innate in your being. It's innate.
I have free will. If I don't want, I cannot come in Bhagavad Gita class, but I am coming to Bhagavad Gita class. That means I have understood instruction of my spiritual master and following the instruction. And many of those who are not following instruction, so what do you say about those people?
That's
a good point. Krishna doesn't want people to fall down into material consciousness. He might want some of his internal associates to come to this world, but they're not material consciousness. So Krishna never wants us to be duped by the Eastern enemy. That should be clear. Yet there's living entities that are chose to be duped by the material enemy. And so that happened because of their fear.
Now Krishna has sent us in the material world.
No, not Krishna. No. You chose to come. Okay, it's just like this. If you could murder somebody. It's not like Krishna puts you in jail. You yourself, in a sense, put yourself in jail. If you go commit crimes, the government's going to put you in jail. Now, if you're in jail going, the government did this to me. No, actually, you did it to yourself. Right? You understand?
That is the law of the state, anything we have to follow. But whatever that is why I am put in the jail because I have done something wrong.
Yeah, but you chose to do something wrong, and that's why you're in jail.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. When I'm doing this wrong, who is giving this intelligence to do this thing wrong?
It's the misuse of the Jivatma's independence. It's a misuse of our individual independence. When we misuse it, then we fall down, we suffer. That's envy, due to lack of knowledge.
Envy is there and this is there, but still I want to hate him. I want to hate him. But somebody controlling you, don't hate him.
It's your consciousness.
And my consciousness, Krishna is super soul is telling me you don't do this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So I see him.
So you listen. You're
If
choosing.
If I don't listen to him, I beat him, then there is punishment.
But see, you're choosing to listen to Super Soul. You're choosing.
Yeah.
You can choose not to listen to Super Soul. So just like someone can come to class, someone can choose not to come to class. So there's many. We're always making choices, and that's what gets us
The choice also
where we are.
I cannot make myself. He is guiding me to take the choice.
That factor is there, but it's all based on surrender.
He is giving intelligence that you don't do this one. So I cannot do on my own. He is giving me intelligence. He is saying you don't beat him. And he is saying yes, you beat him. You want to beat him? Okay, beat him.
According to your surrender.
Have you ever done anything wrong? Have you ever done anything that you regret?
Yeah, I have done. Yeah.
So Super Soul wasn't encouraging you to do that, but she still did it.
Yeah.
So I've done that.
Yeah.
So you have that choice.
Yeah, we have choice, but we do something wrong. I say, why we do this? He is in, it's like you want to do this one, okay, he is loving, he is